Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, in my last couple of videos, I used the word domesticated. I used the word domesticated to describe the conditions of Americans. And when I say domesticated, I'm speaking of we have lost our ability to think outside of the rules. Some of us will think outside of the rules, but very few of us will act outside of the rules. And when I say act outside of the rules, I'm talking about creating a lifestyle, cultivating a mindset that is counterculture. And I'm not talking about counterculture in a violent way. I'm talking about counterculture in a different way, in a constructive way, in a way that best benefits your well-being. It best benefits your creativity, your adventure, and your life. See, when you're domesticated, everything is created for you. Your comfort is created for you. It may not be comfortable to you, but you get accustomed to it. You get domesticated. See, so everything, all these things that we think that we enjoy, we only think that we are enjoying them because we have become accustomed to using them. See, so it's just that simple. Like a baby would rather suck the tit of his mother than a baby bottle, but it becomes accustomed to the baby bottle. Same thing with a pacifier, and you know, in different things. Same thing with wearing shoes. Like, we did not always wear shoes. We always connected to the earth with our bare feet. So we have these things in our lives that are beneficial in some aspects because the environments that we live in have changed. So since the environments that we live in have changed, we have to change the way we present our natural bodies to these environments. So we may have to wear different types of clothing. We may have to become accustomed or change our behavior to fit in different cultures. So I'm not talking about those things. I'm talking about when you're domesticated, you have become accustomed to something that is not healthy for you. It's not good for you, psychologically, emotionally, mentally, your entire well-being. You're being damaged because you have been accustomed. You become accustomed to violence. Your mind has become accustomed to violence, to apathy, to not caring. That is domestication. When you do not care anymore, you become domesticated. Like the original dog could not live with you in your house because they were wild dogs. Dogs became domesticated to be pets. See, to be an asset to the human in hunting, and you know, in farm animals and things like that. You know, and helping to care for the farm, like sheep herders. I mean, what you call those things? Not sheep herders. Is that what they call? You know, the dogs that help, you know, with the herd animals. What are those dogs? What do they call those called? Blue. I cannot remember. Herding dogs. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. So anything can be domesticated. House plants can be domesticated. Animals can be domesticated. Grass can be domesticated. Humans can be domesticated. Domesticated means to make something custom. to customize it to fit a certain environment or usefulness. Like grass. Grass, the way we see it in neighborhoods, that grass has been domesticated. Just because it's green and uniform doesn't mean it's healthy for the environment, because it takes a certain type of chemical and control to keep grass domesticated. The green grass that we see, that green grass in your lawn has been domesticated. All of the negative elements of that grass, our perception of negative visually, has been removed. See? Because wild grass is just grass. It's just wild. We domesticate it so it can look nice. That's all. Same thing we do with societies. When we domesticate societies, we want to remove those things from society that looks unappealing to our eyes. See? So the same thing we do with grass. And we domesticate these things. And it's really not that unusual, because nature kind of do the same thing, like with animals. Like the runt of the litter. Like the animal that's born, the animal that may be born, hold on guys, albino, that's the word I was trying to think of. So, you know, so even in nature, like the albino, like they are outcasts in nature. You know, they're born without, pigmentation. You know, some of them survive, most of them don't, because they can't blend in with the environment. So the concept of adapting and blending in with the environment is a natural adaptation of nature. You know, but humans, we take it to a whole nother level of that type of domestication. We abuse and misuse to be domesticated. So let's look at some synonyms of domestication, how you've been domesticated. As in tamed. So here we go. Here we got, it's domesticated.
Domesticated.
Definition of domesticated. As in tamed, changed from the wild state so as to become useful and obedient to humans. See? That's what domesticate means. So our food supply has been domesticated. See? Animals have been domesticated. Plants, grass, have been domesticated. Chickens, pigs, you know, all that stuff have been domesticated. Okay? The domesticated horses are kept in a corral. So tame, domesticated, trained is a synonym of domesticated. Humans have been trained. Broken is a synonym of domesticated. Humans have been broken. Like they did the Native Americans. They domesticated the Native Americans. Because the Native Americans were living in their wild, natural, quote unquote, habitat. What is a habitat? It's something that you do. It's something that you do and create habitually. It's your normal, natural environment. Habitat. Okay? So they domesticated the Native American. The Native American did not dress the way they dress. They didn't act the way they act. They stripped them of their culture. They stripped them of their identity. That's why most Native Americans have two cultures, have two identities. They have their tribal culture, their tribal identity, their tribal names. And then they have their Western or American identity and American names. A lot of Native Americans have two identities. African Americans, on the other hand, were stripped of everything. So the African American only have one identity. And that's the American identity, which is toxic. That's why African Americans have such a difficult time assimilating and being domesticated into a toxic environment, because the environment is toxic. See? So a lot of African Americans, it's difficult. Even 200 or 300 years later, it is still difficult for African Americans to assimilate into a toxic environment. But I'm African American, but we are the ones that are looked at as being sick, as having mental illness, as being uncivilized. You know why? Because it's difficult. It's more difficult to domesticate and break African Americans. Like, there were a lot of Native Americans that refused to be slaves. They refused to be domesticated. They fought the quote unquote white man. They fought them. Of course, they lost because the white man had more firepower. The white man was more deceptive. They lied to them more, and they cheated them, and they lied to them, and they deceived them, and they tricked them out of their land. They broke all the treaties. See, that's what my last video was called, The Greatest Deception on Earth. Because the Native American was deceived into even helping the white man through the rough winters called Thanksgiving. And they killed a lot of Native Americans. They deceived them. Look up the original what really happened for Thanksgiving. Look it up. See? So that's what I'm saying. So when you talk about domesticating the people, everybody is not as easy to domesticate everybody. See? So when you look at a certain group of people, and you say they're uncivilized, they're savages, they're wild, of course they are. Because everybody cannot easily assimilate into a toxic, sick, brutal society with drugs, guns, alcohol, violence, lynchings, brutalities, rape, murder. If you can assimilate into that type of society where Catholic priests are raping boys, then that's on you. When a society have a history of lynching and church bombings, and if you find that type of society easily to adapt to, that's on you and your conscience, if that's the kind of society that you want to adapt into. I don't want to adapt into that society. You know, I mean, I had to adapt, and I had to adjust the way I think to live in that kind of society. I don't want to. I don't wish to. That's all I'm saying. You have to do what you have to do. You have to adapt in the areas that you have to adapt in. But in your subconscious, you know that what you're doing is wrong. See, I know I'm not supposed to be eating this. I know I'm not supposed to be thinking like this. I know I'm not supposed to have these thoughts. That's when your conscience has been resurrected. And you know that you're not supposed to have these thoughts of how to treat people and how to act. That's when your conscience has been resurrected. And you know that this is not a proper lifestyle to live. When you look at the totality and the destruction that this country has caused around the world. Let's continue, guys. Domesticated, tamed, trained, broken, docile. Docile, subdued. That's what domesticated means. I mean, you have been captured. That's why I'm saying the animals in the zoo are domesticated. They went and stole and captured people from around the world, Chinese people, Africans, Mexicans from around the world, and they domesticate these people by force, by stripping them of their natural wild instinct to be free. See, that's the life that I want to live. I want to move about this country free. That's why I really don't want to own land. Why would I want to buy stolen land from criminals? See, guys, you gotta think with a broader mindset. Hold on, guys. You gotta think with a broader mindset. And this type of deep thoughts, most people don't have any interest in it. They just want to go to the freaking mall. And they want to buy stuff that was made by other people that have been domesticated and captured into a capitalistic society. See, we are all POCs. You say, what is a POC? A POC is a prisoner of capitalism. We're all POCs. We've been domesticated and captured into a society where we only think about the profit over people. Profit over people at all costs. Doesn't matter who dies, who gets sick, who get brain cancer, who get lung cancer, who get kidney cancer, who get lung disease. Don't matter. Everybody is expendable, domesticated, and abused in this country. Let me continue. So these are the synonyms of being domesticated. And these synonyms correlate directly with being in prison or in a zoo. All animals that are in a zoo were captured, put inside a cage for the viewing pleasure of humans. The same thing with a circus. That's why when they see people acting wild, acting out, doing whatever, they call it a circus. But that's what a circus is. It is animals that have been captured, tamed, subdued, broken, and trained to act in the interest and entertainment of humans. And that's what humans do to each other. See, that's why they call it, you're a captive audience. They capture your mind, your emotions, your brain. And they force you to be entertained with nonsense and foolishness. See? Let me continue, guys. Broken, docile. The word docile is very interesting. Let's look at the word docile. Let's look at the word docile. What does the word docile mean? Let's see how you pronounce it.
Docile.
Docile. Okay, docile. As in obedient, readily giving in to the command or authority of another. That's docile. See? So that's what I'm saying. When you're domesticated, that's what you're doing. You are bowing down to the system. Now, there's not anything totally wrong with bowing down to authority that's going to treat you with respect. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the nature. That's a natural element of nature. Even in the wild. Wolves, dogs, everybody do it. Everybody have, like this chain of command. It's respect. And the top dog eat first. That's how it is. The top wolf, the alpha wolf, eat first. And his siblings. And then all the rest of the wolves they eat next. And that's how it is. That's how it is. It's called henpecking. The pigeons do it. You know, what's called ravens. Ravens, they do it. Crows, they do it. You know, the alpha bird, alpha whatever alpha eat first. Let's continue. So docile, that's what a docile means. A docile young pony that went wherever it was led. Obedient, compliant, submissive, traceable, restrained, meek, amenable. What's that? Let me see what that says. Amenable. Comfortable. That's what docile means, to be comfortable. You're soft. You're controllable. You're repressed. You're tame. You're law-abiding. Oh, man, all these laws that they make up randomly. If you don't follow some random man-made law, you're no longer civilized because you won't follow every letter of the law. I mean, that's the nonsense we got to deal with, guys. Obliging, servile, dutiful, agreeable. What's this one? How you pronounce this one? Your pronunciation for it? What's obsequious, whatever that means. Disapproving, too eager to help. Oh, that's something else. So anyway, anyway, guys, so let's get back to domesticated. So we're talking about domesticated. See, so when you look at the word domesticated, it's almost all negative. Housebroken, familiarized. Now let's look at the antonyms of domesticated. Wild. If you call somebody wild, that means they haven't been domesticated. But we look at that as a negative. But really, it is not a negative to be wild. Now, if you're going to be wild and you hurting people, killing people, and harming people, that is just a synonym of oppression. Not synonym. Symptom of oppression. That's really what it is, guys. It's a symptom of oppression to be violently wild. Like stealing, breaking into people's homes, you know, that's a symptom of oppression and suppression. Okay? Feral. Feral, of course, that means wild. Like a feral cat. A feral cat is out there surviving. He's surviving in the wild. He's hunting. He got shelter for himself. He's living in the wild. Feral cat. Would a feral cat prefer to be domesticated and not have to fight for his life? Because the feral cat got to fight off other cats. They got to fight off predators, damn foxes and coyotes. They got to fight off humans. They got to try to raise their kittens in the wild. So it's a very rough life to live, to be a feral cat. Some feral cats don't mind them. Some feral cats want to be domesticated. Some feral cats would prefer to live outside. See? Next one is a savage. See? And even in America, the word savage is almost like a positive. Like the Wolf of Wall Street. They were savages. You know, so to be a savage in a certain atmosphere, in a certain mindset is okay. Like when you go to war, or when you go to when you're in a marriage divorce dispute, when you go to court and you be a savage, that's like good to be a savage. But you got to be a savage within the boundaries of the law. Untamed, undomesticated, untrained, unbroken, wildish. All those are antonyms or near antonyms or of the word domesticated. See? So all I'm showing you is if you're living in the United States, you're living in a zoo, you're domesticated. Because you're being trained to be broken, docile, submissive, housebroken. See? So that's why it's important to have to know the context of how you're being treated and used as a tool for humans. Like a horse has been domesticated to race, to farm, and for entertainment. So a horse is a tool. It is an organic tool. Same thing with pigs. Cows have been domesticated to for their milk, for breeding, for food. They have been domesticated, raised for food. Same thing with all farm animals. Fish have been domesticated. You know, and one thing about being domesticated, almost all domesticated animals, the ones in the zoo, the ones in the circus, and the ones that are raised for food, they are all abused. That's the one thing they got in common. Almost all, you might find a few domesticated animals that are not abused, but almost all domestic, including dolphins that have been domesticated, killer whales that have been domesticated to perform at SeaWorld. Every now and then, a killer whale will act out and kill the trainer. Because in his mind, he does not want to be there. He know he's not supposed to be there. And he will intentionally kill a trainer. Every now and then, an elephant will do the same thing. Will act out and just go crazy. You know why? Because they're not being treated with respect and dignity. So every now and then, a wild animal that has been domesticated will retaliate. Their instinct, they have a glitch in the matrix. They have a moment in their brain when they say F you. So it's not just a human thing that snaps. It's a nature thing that snaps. Because even the killer whale, the orcas that are in SeaWorld, every now and then they will snap. See? An elephant will do the same thing. A lion will do the same thing, will snap and go, and they'll go snap back into their reptilian or whatever, the wild part of their brain. And they will attack. Bears will do the same thing. They will attack. Silverback gorillas will do the same thing. Chimpanzees, they're the worst. They'll rip your face off. They'll bite your fingers off. They'll pull you from limb to limb. And guess who's the closest relative to a chimpanzee? A human. See, we look at chimpanzees, we say, oh, the chimpanzee is violent. They're aggressive. But we are the closest relative to a chimpanzee. So what did that say about us? See? So you got to think about these things, guys. Like being civilized and being domesticated have its good and its bad. But at the end of the day, it's going to be mostly bad. Because all of your defensive survival instincts have been suppressed and oppressed and repressed and subdued and broken. So then your very survival is at the whim, at the hands of the zookeeper. Your very survival. They say whether you eat or not. And zoo animals, the zookeeper decides whether they eat or not and what they eat, what their diet is. They can't go out and hunt for their own food. The zookeeper decides. The zoologist, the you know, the nutritionists for the animals decide what they eat, what the horse eat, what the cows eat. Cows used to eat grass. Now they eat freaking grains and wheat and corn. That's what the cows eat now. They used to eat just grass. Same thing with the horses. Horses used to eat grass. Now they eat fucking oats. Sorry, because they eat oats. Like Quaker oats. That's what horses used to eat. Quaker oats. That's where Quaker oats come from. Quaker oats started as a company that fed horses oats. And then they started feeding it to humans. Oats was not designed for human consumption initially. Never got oatmeal. That shit, that was for horses, guys. Look it up. That's what domestication looked like when they start giving animal feed to humans. That's what it looks like, domestication, when you're being domesticated. And of course, once they start giving animal feed to humans, they start treating you like a what? Like a freaking animal, guys. You are an experiment. You're an animal. You're expendable, disposable, abusable, misusable. Hold on, guys. See, that's what I'm saying, guys. So that's the place there. So when a government, when a system abuses you, misuses you, lies to you, deceives you, don't be surprised. I can't believe they did that. Yes, you can. You know the history of the system. Stop acting so damn surprised when the government do something very demonic, something like ungodly, something horrific. Governments are terrorists. It's micro-terrorism. Just like micro-violence is micro-terrorism. If you see a police car parked out in front of your house, that's micro-violence. And it's meant to put fear in you. What you thinking of all the lights, police lights and uniforms? Those police lights, that's micro-violence. Most people, even law-abiding citizens, they get tense and fearful when they see the cops. Not because they're doing anything wrong, it's because they don't trust them. Their subconscious don't trust them because they have seen cops be violent animals to other people. So every time you see a cop do something violent to another person, your subconscious records that. Even if the person was maybe wrong, your subconscious records all violence. So if you see a cop do something violent to another human being, to another person, your subconscious records it. It's a recording that's there forever. That's why people get nervous when they see a cop. Even people that have not broken the law, don't have no plans of breaking the law, they're not trying to break the law. When they see a cop, they get nervous. Because you can't trust them. You don't know what they're about to do. Because you just saw somebody that looked like him in the same uniform violate someone else's rights. And it may not be the same cop, but their uniform gives you the same impression, just like a pit bull. You see two different pit bulls, one nice pit bull and one killer pit bull. You're not going to trust neither one of them. Same thing with snakes. There's no such thing as a nice snake and an aggressive snake in your mind. There's no such thing as a nice wolf and a domesticated wolf and a wild wolf. Both of them wolves. Domesticated or wild, you don't care. Same thing with the pit bull. Anything that's dangerous, that looks dangerous, that got the potential to be dangerous, you're going to treat it as a danger. Okay? Not unless you're on the same team with that thing. Like if I'm the owner of a guard dog and that guard dog is violent to everybody else, I'm good with him. Because we're on the same team. I trained him to be that way. Anyway, guys, let's continue. So that's all I'm saying about the word domesticated, and how we are all domesticated. And I'm trying to get you to think. Oh, hold on, guys. And I'm trying to get you to realize that your obedience, your docile, your submissiveness, your gentle, your all this stuff being docile and all this stuff, being meek and soft and weak and comfortable, it's not going to save you from the monster. When it's your time for the monster to attack you, it's going to get you. But what I'm saying is you need to be prepared. You need to be prepared to deal with the monster at any moment. Be it a Karen or a cop. Because the agents of the Matrix are everywhere. They come in all shapes, sizes, colors, costumes, and characteristics. The agents of the Matrix are everywhere. To suppress anyone who's not fully capable or willing to be domesticated. Now, this is the trick of the Matrix. The Matrix want people out there in society to act out, act violent, be uncontrollable, wild, undomesticated. They want that people, they want that element out there for relevance. Because they need the people in the zoo to be afraid. They need the people in the zoo to be afraid. Have this level of fear. So you can need the zookeepers. Yeah, man, we need the zookeepers, man, because shit, them guys outside of the zoo out there in the wild, they crazy. Look how they're attacking those animals. Look how they're running all wild and their stampedes. They are crazy out there. They're beating their chests like gorillas. Like, they look like us, but I don't beat my chest. Look how they're acting. They're attacking the little baby zebras. The lions are wild. The wolves, they wild. They are crazy out there. We're safe in the zoo. They're crazy out there in the free world. See, so the system wants you to see that out of the fear. So you want to say, listen, if you keep acting crazy in the zoo, we're going to let your ass out there with the rest of them. And you're like, oh, no, master. I don't want to go out there in the free world because they crazy out there. But that's the image that they want you to see. They don't see everybody who's living with relatively peace. See, they don't want you to see that. They want you to think everybody in Mexico violent. They want you to think they want you to think the rest of the whole world is violent and dangerous and crazy, like Russia, China, everybody else is like violent and crazy. When actually you are living in the zoo. You are living in a circus. And you have been trained to perform. You have been trained to perform and act a certain way. That's how they train bears to ride bicycles. How do you think they do it? For abuse and violence. That's how they train bears to ride bicycles. See, guys? So I'm just showing you both sides of being domesticated. Okay, guys, so that's it for that video, guys. I just wanted to break down the word domestication so you can see how you are being manipulated. See, even right here, look at domesticated as a verb. Past tense of domesticate, as in cultivated. To change. That's what domesticate means. It means to change your natural instinct of survival in the wild. That's what it means. Like I said, even the trees have been domesticated. The trees are not, a lot of trees are not in their natural state of condition. Because if something is not beneficial to the human, they remove it. That's why there's so much pollen and so many allergies in society, because they have removed a certain type of tree that the pollinators need to pollinate. See? They have removed, I think it's the female trees or whatever kind of tree that they have removed. Because the male trees are pollinators. See? So now, so many of the female trees have been removed because they're whatever their undesirable fruit trees, whatever they was doing. Hold on, guys. Okay, guys, that's my rant. My rant is over about being domesticated. I may make part 2. Anyway, guys, remember to download and deploy your anti-malware software, debug and unplug from the matrix. Guys, remember to keep your life clean, keep your car clean, keep your body clean, keep your diet clean, keep your mind clean, guys. Drink plenty of spring water to flush out the toxins, the chemicals, and poisons in the food supply. Guys, you are being poisoned. You've been micro-poisoned every day. And since you're operating in your unconscious state, you need to resurrect your consciousness. Resurrect your consciousness to realize the domestication is in full effect, and it's going to get worse. You thought you were domesticated? No, no, no. It's going to get worse when they domesticate artificial intelligence. It's going to get freaking worse. You haven't seen being docile until they have everybody will be on the autism spectrum. Everybody will be domesticated on the autism spectrum. Everybody will be on some kind of pharmaceutical drug to keep you in a constant state of submissiveness. And you mix that with AI, man, you talking about some dystopian 1984 movie stuff you ain't never seen before in your life. Is going to be crazy in the next 10 years. Okay, guys, until next time, guys, I'm Contraband 777. Now go and conquer yourself, your mind, your freedom. Be wild. Be uncivilized. Undomesticated. Be a pharaoh. Be a pharaoh. In your own mind, guys, be wild. Get out there. Get out of these damn houses. Get out in the wild. Get out in the wild. Be wild. All right, guys. Until next time, guys, I'm Contraband 777, and I'm signing off. Peace.